Okay, so this is a late night movie plot. So this one dates back to 1982. We are talking about E.T., the extraterrestrial. So, starts out with aliens visiting Earth at night to gather plant specimens in a California forest. Specifically, this was in the San Fernando Valley in the town of Porter Ranch, California. And that's where almost all of the filming took place. One of the aliens gets separated from the group and is fascinated by the distant city lights of Porter Ranch. Then U.S. government and vehicles arrive and chase the startled creature. Then the other aliens are forced into a hasty departure, abandoning him on Earth in a nearby neighborhood in the San Fernando Valley, which was in Tahunga, California, which is where this house is located. The house where 10-year-old Elliot lives with his family, consisting of his mother, Mary, his little sister, Gertie, and his older brother, Michael. So Michael is out and three of his friends over, Steve, Ty, and Greg. They're at the table all having fun, while Elliot is getting pizza for the table. Then he heads outside into his backyard, pitches a baseball into the tool shed in the backyard, and he gets started when the ball is rolled back to him, thinking that there's someone in that shed. And he brings the family out to show what's in there, but nothing appears. Then Elliot returns again at night with a flashlight, and he walks into the cornfield in his backyard. Now, I should mention that cornfield was not actually there. That backyard was filmed on a set. Because in reality, no backyard would have a cornfield. So Elliot walks into this cornfield, and upon walking in, he spots the creature, which turns out to be an alien, and which is exactly what was hanging out in his tool shed earlier. Upon seeing the alien, Elliot freaks the hell out and flees. Despite his family's disbelief, the next day, Elliot rides his bike into the forest, bringing along some Reese's to try and lure the alien into his house. Before bed, he realizes the alien is imitating his movements. The next morning, Elliot, feigns sickness to stay home from school and play with him. He can feel the alien's thoughts and emotions, shown when the alien accidentally opens an umbrella, startling him, and simultaneously Elliot is several rooms away. Later that day, Elliot introduces his older brother Michael and 7-year-old sister Gertie to the alien, deciding to keep him hidden from their mother Mary. When the children ask the alien about his origins, he shows them by levitating several balls representing his planetary system, and demonstrates his powers by reviving chrysanthemums. I can't say that word. He he demonstrates his healing power through his glowing fingertips on a minor cut on Elliot's finger that he got from a saw blade. I just realized I forgot to talk about what happened at the dinner table when the family was gathered for dinner. They were trying to talk about what was in that shed, and Elliot was trying to connect with Michael on what was there. And when I was a kid, I could never figure out what in the world Elliot had called his brother Michael. Well, I thought he said peanut sprout, but now I realize he called him penis breath. As Michael was saying such the wrong things to knowing what was in that shed. He thought I was either an elf or a leprechaun. And you know very well I didn't look anything like either of those. Yeah, what were you thinking, penis breath? Then, at school the next day, Elliot begins to experience a much stronger empathetic connection with the alien, including exhibiting signs of intoxication because the alien is at home drinking beer and watching television. Then there's freeing the frogs about to be dissected in his biology class as the alien watches John Wayne as Maureen O'Hara in The Quiet Man on television. Elliot kisses a girl he likes and is sent to the dean's office. Face it was all E.T.'s fault for doing all that stuff back at home. The alien dubs himself E.T., reading a comic strip where Buck Rogers, stranded, calls for help by building a makeshift communication device and is inspired to try it himself. E.T. gets Elliot's help to build a device to phone home by using a speak and spell toy along with a record player, circular saw blade that gave Elliot a minor cut on his pointer finger that was cured by E.T.'s glowing finger, a wooden coat hanger, foil-lined umbrella, and other items from around Elliot's house. Michael notices that E.T.'s health is declining and that Elliot is referring to him as we. Throughout this, the boys are unaware that E.T. is being tracked by government agents and that all three of them are being spied on. Then comes Halloween night. Michael and Elliot dress E.T. as a ghost to sneak him out. Then Elliot and E.T. later on head through the forest on a bike. And finally, they set up shop out there and they successfully call home. The next day, Elliot wakes up in the forest finding E.T. gone. Elliot returns home to his now a worried family. And then Elliot gets Michael to ride his bike out into the forest to find E.T. as it's clear that he's missing. On his way there, Michael is being chased by the government agents. Michael eventually finds E.T. dying next to a culvert and takes him home to an almost dying Elliot. Mary becomes horrified upon discovering her son's illness and the dying alien, just as a group of government agents dressed in biohazard suits led by Keys invades the house. Scientists start to set up shop at the house, asking Michael, Mary, and Gertie what they know about E.T., while the scientists are treating Elliot and E.T. The mental connection between Elliot and E.T. disappears. E.T. appears to die while Elliot recovers. Elliot is then carried away, screaming that the doctors are killing E.T. as they try to revive him. They do everything. They crash cart him. Face it, they do everything, but they couldn't do enough. And Elliot is highly upset when E.T. is pronounced dead. And Michael discovers that the flowers that E.T. previously revived are dying again. As Elliot recovers, the scientists first return him to his family, but then Keyes leaves him alone with E.T. Elliot says a tearful goodbye, telling E.T. that he loves him. Before closing the case, before long, E.T.'s heart begins to glow, and Elliot notices that the flowers are once again coming back to life. He opens the case, and E.T. reanimates and tells E.T. that his people are returning. Then Elliot and Michael steal a van that E.T. had been loaded into, and they drive through the neighborhoods of Porter Ranch until they reach Porter Ridge Park, where Michael's friends meet up, bringing them their bikes. And when the government shows up, the gang flees on their bikes, pursuing in a huge chase, while police and government get right on their tail and chase them every step of the way through the streets of Porter Ranch. But then, and when they think it's over, as they suddenly come up to a police roadblock, E.T. helps them escape by using his telekinesis to lift them into the air, just in time and towards the forest like he had done for Elliot before. And when they dock on the ground, light starts to appear when the spaceship arrives, and E.T.'s heart glows as he prepares to return home, while Mary, Gertie, and Keyes show up. E.T. says goodbye to Michael and Gertie as she presents him with the flower he had revived. Before boarding the spaceship, he embraces Elliot and tells him, "I'll be right here," pointing his glowing finger to Elliot's forehead. He picks up the flowers and boards the spaceship. As the others watch it take off, the spaceship leaves a rainbow in the sky. And that's it. Man, I remember the first time I ever watched this. It was one of the coolest movies ever. That chase scene, always memorable. Peace out.